Hey guys and gals, official Pluto here. Yeah, this video, I mean, it's kind of random. I'm gonna be honest because obviously I've only been really uploading shooters. Halo, uploaded a Call of Duty video, a couple GTA videos. But I do enjoy racing games, and I do want to upload them more often. It's just that I haven't been able to, partially due to how there are like copyright issues with some songs and stuff like that. So I'm actually considering streaming Horizon 3 and 4. Motorsport 7 I might still Motorsport games I might still like record them. But when it comes to the Horizon games, I don't think Twitch has any copyright issue thingies, so I'm pretty sure I can stream on there without any problems. So uh, if you want to if you want to watch me live while I'm playing Horizon 3 or Horizon 4, I'm gonna have my Twitch in the description down below, so you can follow me. And and yeah, like I said in the I said Overwatch in the in my first GTA video in the disclaimer that I will start streaming more. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming Horizon 3 and 4 definitely on Twitch. So like I said, a link to my Twitch will be in the description. All right. So anyways, to get to the core of the title of the video, so I'm gonna start with the first thing of how to fix Horizon 4. I would say it is that you get too many cars for free, and not only cars but wheel spins. The complaint that I had with Horizon 1 was that you didn't get enough. And then Horizon 2 and 3, I would say it was pretty much perfect, where it was like you got one every level and that's it. But then, yeah, Horizon 4, you just get way too many. You get one for ranking up in racing, you get one in ranking up in games, you get one ranking up in just anything in Horizon Life, you automatically just get a wheel spin for most of them. Um, Also, you also get super wheel spins super easily as well. It's like those are supposed to be rare, but you get them so commonly. Um, and along with that just comes cars, and that's the complaint that I have with, and that's one big complaint I have with this game is that you get so many cars, but then you're only restricted to a garage of 750 cars. Like I would say at least 1,000. There should be a garage that you should be able to go up to 1,000 cars in your garage. I think it's kind of dumb that you can't really go to 1,000. That it's only 750. Like I'm struggling right now in terms of having only a 750 car garage. So I think if they increase the cap to 1,000, then I'd be okay with the too many cars and free wheel spins and shit like that. But they're probably not going to do that. So that's pretty much one of the problems right now. I think is that yeah, sure, it's nice to get free cars and free wheel spins, but when you're just getting way too many, it just gets overwhelming. Or at least for me, I guess, since I use all my cars in my garage, maybe I'm alone in this, but yeah, I definitely think that you just get too many cars and too many wheel spins for free. The next thing, I think that is a problem is the like star prestige system. I liked how Horizon 2 and 3 and 1 it was just wristbands and that's it, and it was levels. I would say mainly Horizon 2 and 3 where it was you reach level 1,000 and then that's it. But in this game they just made it so like dumb and complicated where it's like, oh, you reach like, if I remember correctly, it's like you reach level 200 you get a star, 300 you get you get your second star, 400 you get your next star that and you just keep going, and it prestiges you because once you hit that level cap for that star, you end up getting reset. And so I think the prestige system is dumb. I would get rid of it. Just put it back to how it was in Horizon 2 and 3. Or I mean, I guess 3. Just level 1,000. That's it. And obviously, just have it that you keep getting wheel spins every like certain amount of XP, like in Horizon 3 and 2. Anyways, okay, so let's go to the next thing on my list, and this is personal, I guess. No S2 dirt in cross country. When I started playing this game, it wasn't exactly when it launched. It was a little bit before, or I said a little bit before, a little bit after. And when I started playing, the only off-road racing for S2 was S2 dirt, and then after I think like a couple of weeks or a couple of months, they ended up removing it because people bitched about it, and I don't really get why. It's like it doesn't really make any sense because the complaint that they give is, oh, that there's no legit S2 off-road car when, you know, all you have to do is grab whatever S2 car you have, put on rally tires and put on rally springs, and it'll most probably work. Now, yeah, there's some cars that still suck ass with off-road setups, but there's some cars that do pretty good, like the 2012 Aventador, 2016 Aventador, and the Sesta Lamento Lamborghini. You know, there are some good cars that work off-road, and obviously there's the Hoonigan RS200. I think that's pretty much the best one, but obviously that's a Forzathon car. But for saying like non-Forzathon cars, yeah, just I just gave three examples of good cars that you could use for S2 dirt, and even S2 cross country if that was even a thing. Like I don't know if that was a thing before I started playing, but I definitely know that was not a thing when I started playing, and I was very disappointed because S2 cross country was essentially my favorite thing in Horizon 3. Like I used to just smoke people in Horizon 3 cross country and S2 because everyone thought that, oh, I'm supposed to upgrade. Essentially everybody would just use trucks or like S1 cars and upgrade them to S2 for cross country and S2, but it wouldn't work because they're not made for S2, they're made for S1 or A class or whatever. And so what I would do is I would just grab whatever S2 car I had, like for example 2012 Aventador, 2016 Aventador, Porsche 918. I would just put a rally setup on it and it just worked. It's just how it worked. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I tune my off-road cars that they work, but um, they just worked. And so I don't really understand people that complain about off-roading in S2. Like I think it's actually really fun to off-road in S2. But like I said, that's probably, I guess, my personal opinion. The next thing is no C and D class racing. This, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't like C and D class racing, but from like Horizon 3 and 2 and 1. But I mean, I think the option should still be there for the people that like it, because I know there's people that do like racing the slower cars. I still think it should be an option. Um, so yeah, that not being in the game, that just completely defeats the purpose of having C and D class in the game if you can't even race it online. Just like with X class, there's no point having X class if you can't race it online. The next thing is no B class road racing, street racing, or cross country. That's something I don't really get either. That they only added B dirt, and that's it. Like I think I mean, I don't know if I would like B road and B street that much, but I think B cross country would actually be more fun because with B dirt you can, this is just a little complaint that I have, that with B dirt you can just use stock tires and dominate in B dirt. But cross country, you'd only be able to do that if you're using a truck with stock tires. You wouldn't be able to do that with a normal car with stock tires. And the stock tires on off-road cars are technically off-road tires, so I wouldn't be complaining. Like I complain about B dirt because people could just jump in Shelby's or like 74, I think, Honda Civics or TZ2s and just use stock tires and have a bunch of horsepower and just dominate while I'm trying to use an actual off-road setup with rally tires. And so, anyways, yeah. So I think B cross country would be really fun if that was a thing. Maybe not B road and B street, but that's just me personally. I prefer off road racing more than on road racing. I think it's more fun. It's more of a challenge than doing road to street. But I mean, I still think road to street should be there for B class as well as cross country. So them not being in the matchmaking again, that's just dumb. Now here's a big like overhaul of this would be a huge overhaul of the multiplayer if they end up changing it back to how it was in the original games of just a free for all. I think that's how it should be. Like I don't get. I mean, like I know that they recently added free for all like racing, but I don't think there should be free for all and team racing like separate, categories. I think altogether the matchmaking should only be free for all. Like I don't get why there's any type of teamness or whatever involved in there. To me, that just kind of doesn't make any sense. Um, and when it comes to like racing, I would say that it should be just like Horizon 2 and 3, where there's like at least one race that's the team race, um, and and also instead of just being instead of it being games or racing, like it should be together. Now, I'm not saying like anything goes in Horizon 4 because I heard how that went. Like not exactly like that, but similar. Just how it was in Horizon 2 and 3, where it was, I would say more towards Horizon 3, where it's like you've got, you go into matchmaking, and let's say you're about to vote, and it's like S2 anything goes, and it's just, a road race, a dirt race, and like a cross country with a games. Then you got S1, where it's mixed surface or, dirt, and then A class ends up being just street racing. Like if it was like that, then I think the multiplayer would be much better. Just combining everything together, I think that would just be much better than having these separate categories. Like I do like, I will admit, I like giving people the option to do stuff. I will admit, but I think that if you're going to want to do that, you should go to custom adventure, which that is going to be. I'm going to get to that soon. Another thing, I was kind of bringing up the S2, S1, A class thing and saying different like racings. That's because I was thinking of the voting system from Horizon 2 and 3, and even 1 had a fucking voting system. That bring back the voting system. That's something that I just don't understand why they removed. Like, why did they remove the option from the player to choose what they want to do? Like, that's something I just don't get at all. That they removed the voting. So I would bring back the voting because we should be given the option to do what we want and not be forced to do fucking for example like S1 dirt like 5 times in a row. Like I've actually had a time. I actually was in a game once where it kept being a street. It was like a street like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? Like I don't want to just do a street. I want to do other shit. And so yeah, bringing back the voting system would definitely help with stopping that. And then also another thing, I know this game tried to go back to Horizon 1's roots, I guess, with getting first place to win the race, but I think it should just be like Horizon 2 and 3, just XP based championships, because I think that's what makes this game unique. Now I know that Motorsport and Horizon are already different because Motorsport is professional racing, Horizon's more arcadey and open world. But I think that's another thing that separates it between that, and not only that, but the other competition of like open world racing games is that it's not just about getting first place. It's about your skill chains and getting XP. That's what I loved about Horizon 2 and 3 was that it wasn't just about getting first place. It was also about getting XP, getting skill points, trying to keep your XP up so that at the end of the championship, let's say there's like one guy that's getting first place every race, but he's not getting many skill chains, and you are, then you end up winning. I think me personally, I loved that about Horizon 2 and 3. And about any of this, if you disagree with me, any of this, let me know in the comments, and I'll go ahead and try to answer to any of you. Now, the next thing I'm going to go to is going to be the custom adventure. So, custom adventure, that, it's kind of sad it took them that long to implement it into the game. But, whatever, it's in the game. But they didn't even manage to do it right. Like, with Horizon 3, it was like, this is the way that Horizon 4's should have been. And maybe and even maybe with a few more options than Horizon 3. So in Horizon 3, when you go into when you click on custom adventure, it asks you, do you want to do only racing, only games? Do you want to do oh yeah, I'm actually trying to remember. I'm pretty sure this is what it is. If you want to do only racing, only games, or if you want to do both, and then when it comes to when you click on any of them, you get to choose between what class you want. So S2 through D class, or if you want it to always be changing, if you want the class to always be changing, and then if you choose racing, then you get to have the option of no collisions, if you want no collisions or not. I think that was pretty much perfect. Like I would say that was very much perfect about Horizon 3. Um, with Horizon 4, that just the problem with it right now is that it's dividing the player base so much. Like I like options, like I said before, but when you divide the player base with so many options, it's like you just can't find a game anymore of anything. Like right now, the only thing you could find a game of is pretty much I don't even think you could even find a game of B class road or street. Like the only things you could find a game of is A through S2 road and street. That's it. Like you can't find any games of like dirt and cross country. Like that they pretty much noticed this, that it was so dead that they had to fix it, quote unquote, by making it so that you can't choose the class, or you can't choose the if you want free road rush off or on, or you can't choose collisions. That it's all together because they realized that nobody was playing dirt or cross country, and even then, it's still kind of dead. It's still very hard to find a game of it. Um, and when it comes to all racing, nobody plays all racing. Like it's very rare that you could find a game of all racing custom adventure on any class with any settings. And so what I would do to fix this is I would just put it like Horizon 3, where it's always all racing. You don't get to choose the type of racing, because the problem is, like I said, everyone just wants to do road racing, which is true. Nobody wants to race off road. Everybody wants to race on road. So the way I would fix this is just put it to all racing. I would say that when it comes to choosing between seasons, I wouldn't do that, because everyone will only be playing summer. Nobody will be playing any of the other seasons. So the only options you should have for the custom adventure is just, if you're doing racing only in custom adventure, it should be collisions off or on. You have the option for collisions, as well as what class. Like if you want a certain class, or if you want it to always be changing. So I think that that would fix custom adventure hugely, because, like I said, it would put, it would, like I said, as much as I like options, I mean, the problem is that there's too many options, and so because of that, there's just not enough players in certain playlists in custom adventure. So this would fix the custom adventure like population problem, I guess, and it would force people to stop just only doing road racing, and it would, force them to start doing some off-road racing. Um, Now, the next thing is the crashing problem. So that's kind of the reason why I don't play this game that often, is because of the crashing problem. There is a very easy solution to this, which they're not gonna do, which I don't think Playground is gonna do this, but it's always in the realms of possibilities that they can just turn off collisions, just like how they've done for Horizon Life, where the collisions are always off. They could do that for racing. Just turn collisions off. Now I know there's some people that say that that's not really real racing, which I don't understand why they say that. But um, like let's say that they don't do that. What they can do is, just like they have the system of, if you wall ride, you get a slowdown. That's exactly what they should do when it comes to like people that grief you. So if they end up crashing you and making you miss the checkpoint, or they crash you into a wall and fuck you up, then what should happen is that you should get a slowdown for doing that. So, oh, I said you. I mean, the person that fucked you up should get a slowdown. And so then what happens is that they get a slowdown, and then once you catch up, that's when the slowdown will stop. And so, that would fix the problem of griefing. If you don't want to ghost everyone, I understand that. I mean, I don't really understand, but there's people that say that that's not real racing if everyone's ghosted. So because of the people that say that, okay, fine, just make it so that if someone crashes you into a wall or makes you miss a checkpoint, that they get a slowdown until you catch up and get in front of them. Then that's when the slowdown will stop. And then obviously, there's still the ghosting at first 30 seconds, and the ghosting of when someone tries to crash you with a high speed collision or whatever. Uh, all right, so now the next thing, this is gonna I'm gonna start talking about ranked. So specifically with ranked, this is something that that's really frustrated me a lot with ranked, which is why I don't really play it that often anymore. Um, so the problem with ranked right now is that like you can win a game, and sometimes you'll get like 1 point only, 0 points, or even -1 for winning a game, and that just boggles my mind that's actually allowed. And so what I think would fix this issue very easily would be implementing a system like Overwatch. So Overwatch has a system where you get about like 25 points for a win and 25 points for a loss. That's generally the amount of points that you get for winning and losing. And so I think that would just work because Overwatch and Horizon 4 have a very similar ranking system where it's 0 to 5,000 point scale. So it's pretty much kind of the same. So I think that would work very well. Of 25 points at least for winning and 25 points at least for losing. And I think there should be extra variables. Like for example, if you do good, you should get more points. If you do bad, you should lose more points. I think that should be variables too, but I don't think Playground would be willing to go that far. But at least 25 points for a win and 25 points for a loss, that's really not hard to implement. That's really not. And then another thing, this is something that I think would help ranked a lot. So at the current moment, you can just do your ranked placement, like for example, as a grandmaster, and then you get all the grandmaster stuff, and you don't have to play ranked again for another month. But I think to incentivize people to keep playing ranked during the month, I would say, um, like Overwatch. Apparently, Overwatch actually changed this, but I think it should. I think that this should be a thing where, like Overwatch used to have, that you have to play a certain amount of games within a week in order to have your rank not go down. And so then this prevents people from doing, like I said, just being a grandmaster, let's say, and just doing like one ranked race, and then they finish their placement. And that's it. They never touch ranked until the next season, and then they get all the shit for that season, you know. And so I think that would definitely fix that. I would say I'm thinking at least 5 games per week, but if not, at least 1 game a week. So, like for example, right after you do placement, you got to do another game after that, and then you got to do another game the next week, and then another game the next week, and then another game the next week, and then do just at least 1 game every week. And if you include your placement, like I said, that'll pretty much be about 5 games a week. I would say that would, or I said a week, a month. I don't know. I still don't really know if I would want it to be 5 games a week or 5 games a month. But at least something like that, so that it forces people to keep playing ranked instead of just touching it once and never touching it for the rest of the month. This is another thing that I'm getting away from ranked now. Now I'm gonna go to the expansions. I have a problem with the expansions where you don't get multiplayer. There's no multiplayer. Now people can say, "Oh, Horizon Life." That's not fucking multiplayer. There's no actual multiplayer in the expansion. So once you finish the expansions, there's no online adventure. Like in Horizon 3, like Hot Wheels and Blizzard Mountain, when you completed the single player for Blizzard Mountain and Hot Wheels, there was online adventure, so you can go play multiplayer after you finished all the regular races, and that was really fun. But Horizon 4, there's no fucking multiplayer. So after you finish Fortune Island and Legoland, there's no point in going back to it because you're already done. Like there's no point. There's no point in playing it again. Unlike if there was multiplayer where where like there'll be more like replayability. And so I just think that was a huge missed opportunity from Playground because they obviously did it with Horizon 3 with multiplayer. So I don't know why they didn't include it in Horizon 4. Um, and so, holy shit, this video is about to reach 30 minutes. So I already know that there's going to be some people in the comments that are going to say, "Oh, why don't you just go back to Horizon 3 if it's so good?" And the reason why I don't go back to the game, or like I don't play it as I don't like exclusively play that game, is because I'm already max rank in the game and I already have all the cars in the game, and those are like my two goals ever since I started the game back in 2017. So I already have I'm already max rank and I have all the cars in the game. There's like nothing else to really grind for. Like in this game, and there's still stuff to grind for, but Horizon 3, like I'm already done. Now I still go back on that game and I still have a good time, but um, just there's not really stuff to go for like there is in Horizon 4 at the moment. And also, I want this game to be good, because every game, in my opinion, got better. Horizon 1 to 2, it was a good improvement. 2 to 3, a good improvement. I want 3 to 4 to be a good improvement too, but I just don't really see it. Like the only thing I can say was probably a better improvement was maybe Forzathon, the way they handled Forzathon from 3 to 4, maybe. Um, but that's it. Like I can't really think of anything else that did better. Oh, and also the wall ride fix and the the way that you can customize your character. I think that's pretty cool. But other than that, this this game is it's kind of dog shit. Like I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of dog shit, and the developers are kind of brain dead, and I don't get why, but they kind of are. Like every game they were improving up until Horizon 4. Horizon 4 they just brain farted and just got brain dead, and so I don't know. I don't understand. Like I'm like kind of shit talking them right now, but it's like I just want this game to be good. That's essentially like the thing is that I want this to be a good game. I really do. But with all these problems that I listed, which I'm pretty much going to recap them right now. Like I said, too many cars, too many wheel spins for free. Prestiging system is dumb. Bring back the level 1000 being the cap, or shit, just increase it to like 10,000 or something. I don't know. Just don't put stars. I think that's dumb. Like a prestiging system. No S2 off-roading. That's something that makes me sad. No C&D class racing. Like I said, I personally don't like C&D class racing, but there's people that do, so I think the option should be there. No B class road, street, and cross country. That's dumb. There should only be free for all racing. Games should be included in racing, and team racing should be in just one race out of the whole championship. Bring back voting, as well as XP based championships. If you want to fix the crashing problem, easily ghost everyone. And if you don't want to do that, make it so that if someone rams you into a wall or makes you miss a checkpoint, you get a slowdown for crashing that person and making them miss the checkpoint. Rework the ranking system to where you get at least 25 points a win and a loss, like in Overwatch. And I would say there should be extra variables, like for example, if you do good, you should get more points. You do bad, you should lose more points. You should have to do at least 5 games in order for your rank to not go down. And like I said, I still don't know if it should be 5 games a week or 5 games a month, but whichever one should be implemented, like an Overwatch. Expansion should have multiplayer. That was just, like I said, huge missed opportunity from Playground Games. Um, Also, another thing that I want to add is that when it comes to racing, I think there should be freedom rush all the time. Now, I know that people bitched about freedom rush when it came to street racing and when it came to road racing. But again, that's another thing that I think just makes Horizon unique was the freedom rush. Freedom rush was a thing in Horizon 2 and 3, but nobody complained about it. So I don't know why people started complaining about it in Horizon 4. Like I understand that going off road with with a race setup is not the best. It kind of sucks, but at the same time, like I said, that was a thing in Horizon 3. I'm gonna say Horizon 3 because Horizon 2, that's a different topic for a different day. Horizon 3, you know, that was a thing in Horizon 3, and people were fine with it. and so I don't really understand why it's a problem in this game. You know, like I was fine with Freedom Rush because that's what makes Horizon unique, I would say, compared to other games. All the types of racing, as well as in games too. I think it should be in games. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, as well as hit the notification bell and turn on all notifications to make sure you never miss an update from me. And if, like I said in the middle of the video, if you disagree with me or if you agree with me, just let me know in the comments. I'd love to know from you all if you know, like what differing opinions you have, so we can discuss them. And like I said, I'm gonna be streaming Horizon 3 and 4 on Twitch, so if you want to follow me on Twitch, my Twitch name is Peacekeeper MP7, and like I said, that's going to be in the description. If you wanna, if you wanna follow me, and I'll be streaming Horizon 3 and 4 on there. Um, as well as other games too, but like I don't think I'm gonna be uploading much Horizon 3 and 4 on my channel, just because of, like I said, like I like to listen to the music in game. You know, that's just me personally. I just like to listen to the music in game, and because of it, and because of some of my favorite songs being copyright, it's like, well, you know, I don't feel like dealing with the copyright issues, and so I'd much rather just like I'd much rather just stream the game on Twitch, so I don't have to worry about copyright issues on there. If there are, let me know so that I don't fuck up. But yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys and gals later.